Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are finally here with a bunch of new Pokemon, so of course I gotta rank all of the Pokemon I could beat in a fight. Before I can do that, I gotta give you a bit of information about me so you can tell me how wrong I am about every decision. I'm 27 years old, 6'3", around 200 pounds. I'm decently athletic, I'd say. Not much of a fighter and no superpowers, so maybe a distinct advantage against a lot of these creatures. That won't stop me though, and I will punt various Pokemon straight to the moon. You're probably wondering why Fido and Doxman are already on the list, but we'll get to that later. For now, let's start with the cat, and I'm punting the cat to the moon. No questions asked. When it comes to the bigger cat, well, there's been a bobcat in the woods near my house, and it's looking like it wants to eat my pup, and I don't like that one bit, so I'm gonna put it in probably. Might do some damage to me, but I'm beating up the cat. Stay away from my dog. Being a little bit more for realsies here. I think the evolved cat that has magical powers is going to snap me in two, and that would be the end of the old John guy here. Adorable gator guy without a thought in his head. I think unfortunately I could kick to the moon. If there's a little bit more going on upstairs, maybe you'd be able to, you know, get a good bite in or set me ablaze, but I don't think it's very aware of many things, and by the time it figures out it's been punted, it'd be halfway to the moon. Gator with a sombrero on, but the sombrero's actually an egg. I think this guy is, I think it's destroying me, because not only is it a little bit more all there, but it's defending a baby, you see, and I don't think I want any of that smoke. Speaking of things I don't want to fight, a fire ghost alligator. Nothing more to say.
Flashback.
So, where will you be putting the dachshund?
One second, Ginger, no! Have mercy on me! Have mercy! Clearly, a dachshund beats me up any day of the week, but unfortunately for the sponsor of today's video, Project Mechadoge, cats have taken over the world and they're a bit harder to beat up than me. In this new casual roguelike RPG, you play as an adorable pup and arm yourself with a powerful mecha to stand up against the evil cats who have taken over the world. Take advantage of unlimited upgrades to hack and slash your way to freedom from the cats that have taken over. And if you're no match for the ferocious cats on your own, team up with some friends because this game has multiplayer. The controls are easy and there's endless fun with this exciting hack and slash roguelike RPG. Project Mechadoge is available right now on both iOS and Android, so what are you waiting for? Click on the link in my description and download Project Mechadoge today. Adorable duck with a hat. I'm beating up the duck with a hat. Slightly bigger duck with a hat. This may ruffle a few feathers, but I think I'm beating up the duck with a hat. I don't think I'm going to punt it to the moon, but I feel pretty confident that I could beat it up. Much bigger duck with a hat that has fighting capabilities out of nowhere and incredible dance moves. Well, I think this thing is not only beating me up, but making fun of me and possibly dancing on my grave. I do not want this thing to see me beating up the earlier two ducks. I think it would go even worse for me. Next up, we have Bacon. And after that, we have more Bacon. Now, I've never tried to fight a pig before, like a big pig or a regular sized pig, and it looks difficult, but I don't see any tusks on these things. They're not like boars, so I think we could put it into probably. Like, I don't think there's a lot of damage these two would do to me, but I feel like as many times as I punch it in the belly, it wouldn't really do much damage. So you know what? Maybe we just put that to a draw, an old-fashioned draw. I wish I never saw a fake Mon evolution of Dunsparce, as this thing has really hurt my feelings. I'm gonna have to put it into probably. It looks no stronger than regular Dunsparce, and honestly, it just looks like it might be a little bit slower than regular Dunsparce. Like, it's gonna have a tougher time moving about. I feel supremely confident that I can beat this thing up as it flutters with its baby wings, like, bah, smack it onto the ground. Just repeatedly punch it on the back until it hits the ground enough times that it's worn out and can't do much. The next Pokemon looks like it has a kickball on its back, so I mean, that's just not fair to the spider. That's also a spider I feel like I could squish. But Spidops, if that's this thing's name, it's terrifying. I'm gonna put it into not great. I think I might be able to fight it, but a giant spider is terrifying. This thing is already creepy. I'm not giving myself the best odds here, but it is still a big spider, and I don't think it's venomous. I've seen a lot of grasshoppers in my days, and I've never worried about my ability to tussle with one. I feel like this is a slightly bigger grasshopper that looks adorable and very squishable. Now, the big one with like chainsaws attached to its legs, oh my God. Whoa, what a drastic evolution. You didn't need to do all of that. No, thank you. Not today, sir or ma'am. I don't. No fight for me. I'll go the other way. Dung beetle with its ball of dung? Shocking, but I think I could beat it up. But the evolution, this is pretty interesting because the ball of poo has become a ball of psychic energy, but maybe it's just poo with psychic energy around it. And I'm having a hard time taking a bug carrying poo seriously. I feel pretty confident with my decision with this one though. We're gonna put into We'll See. I'm worried it can send the psychic ball straight through me and take me out with one hit. But I also think I could take this thing out with one hit. So we'll see who's quicker. Adorable ghost dog that wants to play with me. I'm gonna put it into We'll See as I don't think we would ever fight. I don't think there would ever be a formal declaration of battle between the two of us. I think we would just become lifelong friends. I mean, it's already a ghost, so maybe I won because it's passed away. Eventually I will pass away, so I guess then it wins, but then we get to play as ghosts forever, so we don't need to have a winner though. Bigger dog with a gravestone on its head is terrifying, and I don't know if it wants to be my friend, but it definitely would take me out very quickly if it wanted to. Flittle? Are you kidding me? What is a flittle? What is flittle supposed to be? I'll never need to know because it's straight to the moon. Now the psychic ostrich, well, I don't know if you've ever seen an ostrich in real life or an emu or whatever big flightless bird this is supposed to be, but they don't really look like something I could beat up. Speaking of real life things I don't think I could beat up, giraffes. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, PM7 fans. I let you down this time, but I don't think I could beat up a giraffe. I've said a lot of nice things about Wiglet and Wug Trio, but Wiglet I'm ripping out of the earth and I'm tossing it around and flinging it. There's a lot of Pokemon I say that's the plan, but Wiglet seems exceptionally easy to do that to. And Wug Trio, there's 3 heads and it's forming a W, but I worry that it's too focused on like W, we've won the battle, and then I can just take their heads and just like, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. That's embarrassing and painful. Dondozo! I don't think I could beat up a giant fish. I don't really think there's much of a chance of that. The only question is, can this thing eat me? I don't think so, but I'm not winning. And this thing's terrifying. There's no chance. 1, I'm in the water, and 2, look at it. It's a very spiky fish. It looks like it wants to go eat Nemo's siblings and then me afterwards. No, thank you. The more I learn about dolphins, the scarier they get overall, and they decided to make a dolphin superhero, but I'm pretty confident this is a super villain with what I know about dolphins. And this thing is just Clark Kent, right? If this is evil Superman, this is evil Clark Kent, and this is you know, their baby, evil baby dolphin. I'm very worried of the 3, and I'm not going to be messing with them. Smoliv, though, I mean, I can eat an olive, and I could also kick an olive. So I think we know where the olive goes. And the evolution, that's just like a doll-looking thing with olives. I feel like I'm a bad person if I beat it up, but I absolutely can and will. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the evolution for this thing, and I think I'm gonna put it into not great, as it doesn't really seem like a plant that would be hard to beat up, but there's also just something intimidating about it. Maybe it can shoot me with the olives and just, it's a barrage, and by the time I make it to the plant, I'm already so battered and bruised from the olives hitting me repeatedly that I don't really have the muscle needed to take it on. What I do know is this is a little baby guy, and there's a lot of baby guys in this generation that can be punted very far. But when it comes to this guy's parents, or parent twin? I don't know. I don't really know how that works when you have 2 heads. This thing has the power of fire and then grass on its side. I think it's burning me to a crisp now. It is still a pepper monster that is small, and I think I could squish it and then it would be gone. People might not like this one, so I'm gonna put it into probably. I have never killed a tadpole on purpose. I never intend to. And I love them dearly. But when frogs lay eggs, there are so many of them, and there are so many tadpoles, and they're very fragile, you know, fragile even. It would not be difficult to beat up a tadpole. I don't want to, but I probably could. When it comes to belly bolt, though, come on. I actually know I couldn't because I've used this thing in battle enough, and every time you hit it, its electric moves get even stronger. So if I punch this guy and it's a, you know, round tummy tum tum, it's gonna fire back with enough electricity to electrocute like 10 of me. I've been in many cars. I own a car. I've never looked at the car and thought I could beat that up. And now they have the cars alive. Now this thing is smaller, but it's actually really fast. I've seen it in game. That would hurt. I think that would knock me off my feet and then repeatedly bash me as I was on the ground. And this thing is terrifying. That's a nightmare. I'm not winning. Hard to beat many steel Pokemon with these bad boys. Probably hard to beat most Pokemon with these bad boys, but Steel Worm, I think has me in 4 games, easy. Next up is a tough one. It's the mice. It's the mice that are ready to have children. It's then the mice that had a child, and then the mice that had, well, children. In the real world, I could beat up the mice absurdly easily, punted to the moon with ease. But here, I'm pretty sure they have a few moves that actually make them broken. So you know what? I know in Pokemon World, they have some broken moves. So we're gonna split the difference and we'll see. I still think I could beat them up. I'm pretty sure I could beat this bird up, but it's got crazy eyes. I don't know what's going on in this head, and I don't think I want to know. Much bigger bird with electric powers. It definitely looks like it's up to no good. It's getting me out of the paint very quickly. Satotl is an interesting one, as Satitan is absolutely getting me out of there easily. And Satotl's pretty big, but it's a baby. But I do respect the Elder a lot, and I do think its big size is gonna give it quite an advantage. So we're gonna put it into not great. Ideally, I can outsmart the baby though. I've fallen in love with Frigibax. I think it's so fun and cute and silly. But for all of those reasons, it's punted straight out of here. But after that, this thing has claws, and I think it would tear me up, or the spike would go through me. And this is a pseudo-legendary ice dragon, and I think it eats me. It's Godzilla. It's bye-bye, John. Something I found out in recent years is I really like sushi. Unrelated, I think I could beat these Pokemon up very easily. Cyclizar is interesting, as I don't really know how great of a fighter it is. It's just kind of rolling around like a motorcycle. I don't think I could beat up a motorcycle, but it's like a lizard motorcycle that's not legendary. I don't think I have the advantage, but I don't think it's RIP. Pawmi is adorable, but like many other adorable Pokemon in this region, bye. Pawmo is a little bit more intimidating, but it's still adorable and it's pretty silly. I'm gonna put it into probably. Now, Pawmots disappoints me. Pawmi, Pawmo, Pawmoo. Pawmi, Pawmo, Pawma. Pawmi, Pawmo, Pawmio. All of those would have made me happier than Pawmots. Now, I think Pawmot probably has it in me to take me out of there, but I'm giving myself a chance based off of my frustration on its name not being as fun as Pawmi and Pawmo. In game, I saw this Pokemon drop boulders, and I respect that. That's terrifying. The bird that has a little hair on its head, not very intimidating. It does have the sky at its disposal, so I think I beat it up, but I respect it enough. Now, Flamingo, I really don't know what to do with. I've never seen a Flamingo and thought, that thing's gonna attack me. In real life, I think I could beat up a Flamingo. It's got a long neck for like grabbing. But this is also a fighting type. It might punch me to the moon, but until I see that happen in real time, I'm giving myself a 50% chance. I gotta come clean. Crabs freak me out.
You're scaring him.
Now, I really like crabs, and I've gone to beaches many a times looking for crabs, but when I find crabs, which I do regularly, I'm too much of a wuss to pick up the crab, because they always find a way to pinch me, and then like you're like, get off me. So I don't like doing that with little crabs, and this is a big crab that jumps off a mountain. Why is there a Minecraft Mario mushroom in Pokemon? But I'm very confident I could beat this thing up, because it's a mushroom that's supposed to give me what, like another life or make me bigger? I'm not worried about you for many reasons. Now the Minecraft mob looking thing that's like a Minecraft like cow or frog. I don't know how I'm gonna beat it up, but like it also looks like it moves like, I don't know how that thing's even gonna reach me to beat me up, but I don't think I have a single plan of how I would beat it up, so I could punch it all day long and tire myself out, and that's that. Giant salt rock monster could fall on me and flatten me, and then I'm done. So let's just get rid of that quick. But this next Pokemon reminds me of like a bike horn. I don't know, and if I honk it, like does the head like fly off? I think I beat that thing. Its evolved form though, I have no idea what's going on there. It's scary. I respect how little I understand of that Pokemon. It's beating me up. But Shroodle Doodle Doo, what a cutie, what an adorable little guy. I mean, I'm not gonna take any pleasure in it. I'll punt it to the moon, but like I'll keep a second one as a pet, and it'll be my little Shroodle, my little Shroodle guy. Shroodle's evolved form though, graffitis things. It's not very intimidating. I think we can probably beat this guy up pretty easily, but maybe it makes a nice painting. Maybe I pass it off as a Banksy and make millions of dollars. I love dogs. I love dog Pokemon, and our dog will sometimes bare her teeth when she's excited because we kind of taught her that in our minds that is smiling, not baring her teeth. I think of that when I look at this guy, and it makes me really happy. And I would never in a million years harm a dog that adorable, or really any dog ever. But this next Pokemon is a Tumbleweed that's already dead. I don't even need to punt this thing. I'll just let the wind blow it somewhere else. And you know what? I'm going to also put the evolved form into here because I don't think they could reach me. If there's even a slight breeze, they have tumbled elsewhere. I'm pretty sure I could beat up the little Gabagool monster. Maybe just give it a coin and then it would run away. But Gabagool monster in the chest, that's an interesting story, and I think I'm gonna have to put that into We'll See. If I can get a golden coin, it could open the chest, then whapa! Golden coin thing that flies on a surfboard like the Silver Surfer, but this one is gold. That is intimidating, and I'm going to put it here. We're all looking at the next line of Pokemon, and I know what you're thinking. John, you could totally beat them all up. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm man enough to say I would not be able to harm a single hair on the heads of any of the Paradox Pokemon. That would be a wrap for me. I'd love to get too cute with the legendaries here, but this is a moose with a metal bull on its head. This is a snow leopard with swords for fangs. This is a goldfish on fire. It's just made of flames. This thing I absolutely couldn't beat up. And yet, let's not get too cute. Come on. No way. It's the same Pokemon, but a motorcycle. But then we get to the little fairy with a hammer. I would steal the hammer and beat up the baby. The hammer may be very heavy, and maybe I wouldn't be able to lift it with ease. So even if they miss, I don't know if I'd be able to get the velocity I need. But the fairy with the giant mallet, I have to respect. Not only does it have a giant hammer that I'm not sure I could pick up, but it clearly can hold it with ease, and it squished me. I don't know why they made Charcadet, but it's prime punting material, I'll tell you that much. Mega Man and then Mega Man with ghost swords, I think beat me up. I think that's fair to say, and let's just get a few of these out of the way. You have swords attached to your face. You got so angry you died, and now you want to beat me up with that anger over the anger before and the anger over your death. No way. Yeah, I'm not beating a Tauros or Paldean Tauros or a Fire Tauros or a Water Tauros. I'm just not beating up the Tauros. It's not happening. Toadscruel is interesting though, as it's a walking, talking mushroom. It's incredibly intimidating, and I think I'm gonna put it here. Clodsire is a little derpier, and I think we're gonna put it into not great. I think it has what it needs to fight me, and I think there's enough poison stuff to get me out of there pretty quickly, but I don't think it's a guarantee. Toadscool and Pooper the Whooper. I think I could beat up Pooper, and I think I could beat up Toadscool. And just like that, that's every single Pokemon I could beat up in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.